let's go and talk about then how you built with Tecca then, because I guess that was one of your first big breaks after signing that. How did it progress, and how did that whole situation end up happening?
So eventually after so right before I moved to LA, I had gone and visited the house and like just for like time period. And that's when I did like the golden session and everything. But eventually after that, before I moved to LA, I was just in Tennessee, just chilling, quarantine, whatever. And then Giuseppe had called me, Tecca's manager, and he was like, yo, like Tech wants to fly out to New York to come work with them, whatever. Like I had a song called The Foreign Song with Nav at this point that had with the snippet out and everything. So Tekka was like really fucking with me. And shout out Tekka, because Tekka, like, bro, Tekka, people don't know, Tekka's hip. Like Tekka knows all the small producers. Tekka's put me on to a lot of small producers that I work with now that I don't even know if they know that Tekka was the one that put me onto them type shit. But like X2 Neon, shout out him. He's crazy. And Tekka told me about him. But so basically, he had flown me out or whatever, and that's when like I met Tech in person for the first time, and I was at his studio in New York, and we just locked in, bro. We just made a bunch of music, and then eventually, Spaceman and John Luther came out there, and they were with us, and we made a lot of shit. But then ever since then, me and Tech have been making like a bunch of music. Like then Virgo World dropped. I had Foreign and True to Game on there. And then We Love You Tecca 2. We worked on that shit for so fucking long, so many months. Like we were in the same studio room at like the same rooms of a studio in LA for like, was that like 6 months, 7 months? At least like the same rooms, like all day, all night type shit, just working like as many songs as we can get, as many beats as we can make, just like trying to make it the best that we can. So then eventually Repeat It was made, and that song, like that's probably my biggest Tekka song. That's my favorite Tekka song probably I've ever made, other than like at least that's out. We got some crazy unreleased though.
That's fire, because I think we connected very briefly on Twitter quite early on. I think maybe
Yeah.
even late 2018. Do you reckon? Because I remember seeing like a massive shift towards just the general producer community gravitating towards what you were doing during those sessions with Tekka, I think. Did you feel that as well at that time?
Oh yeah, because around that time when Repeat It went up, I feel like my name really got pushed out there a lot, and people started hearing about me because that song went on Billboard. That was the first song I ever had go on Billboard, and it's gold now, so that's crazy. But
That's
that whole moment kind of created a lot of connections for me that I have now. And I work with a lot of producers, and a lot of people know who I am just because really of We Love You Tecca too. And a lot, shout out Taz, bro. Taz has done a lot for me. It's really Taz did a lot. That's how I am here.
that's fire, because you and Tekka, like, I've locked in. But when did you know that you guys had good chemistry, and that it was going to be like a long-term thing? Because you can always connect with an artist, but it might, even if they fuck with your music, it might not be on a personal level. You can work with each other long term. Like, when did you know this is going to be a fire connection?
Honestly, I don't think I ever really like knew. It kind of just happened. Like I never like went into trying to like, oh, I need to make a connection with Tekka. Like I have to make connections with these people type shit. Like it just kind of happened. Like I don't think I'm not really the type of person to where I'm gonna try to like not necessarily push myself on an artist, but like I know my place type shit. Like I'm not gonna invade. But like with Tekka, we were just making like such good music at the time that eventually it just made sense, and he just started fucking with me more and more as like time goes on, and he got to get to know me type shit. So then he just got more comfortable working with me in person and shit. So then now it's like he'll work with like me and Rio and Cody and like all these people in Air Money, like Nick, like really everyone in Air Money he fucks with. But like the whole thing just kind of happened naturally, in my opinion.
So what working relationship with him now, is it would you say the most of the records you cut are playing them in person to him, or do you still like send him beats? How does that usually
Um,
work?
recently, actually, I've been texting him stuff because I'm in LA and he's from New York. So a lot of the songs I've been getting with him recently, I've just been texting him. But um a lot of our best songs have will come out when we're in person because like and it's more fun that way. I genuinely like actually love cooking up with people in person more than online because
Mm.
better music's made, better beats are made if it's with a producer in general. But like when me and Tekka cook up in person, or really any artist, like better shit is actually gonna come out of it because you can like pull what the artist's vision actually is. Like it's easier to understand that than it is online. Like if I'm just sending a pack. Like me and Tekka will actually cook up in person together because he produces a lot of shit too. Like he produced a lot of Dami songs. Like he Tekka's a fire producer, bro. Tekka's a fire producer.
That's
But yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yo, is there like a session or like a moment with Tekka that really stands out to you, whether it was like a crazy moment or just like, yeah, something that kind of sticks in your mind?
I made the repeated beat like a day or two before that I had that session. And I remember like when I made it, I was like, bro, this shit's fire. Like I have to play this shit. Like this is like the one to me type shit. Because every time I go into a session, I'll have beats ready. I'll cook up before, and then I'll pick out like my favorite ones from the pack that I think he would sound the best on, or like really whoever. And I went into the session the next day. I played that. It was the first beat I had played. I went in like knowing that shit was fire. I was like, bro,
Mm.
this is the first beat I'm playing, whatever. And I played it. And then eventually Gunna got put on it. I was like, what the fuck? Because I love Gunna. And I really wanted the Gunna songs.
Do you ever kind of like sit back and think this is kind of mad that that kind of stuff can happen right now, and a few years ago you were just kind of on the outside just looking in?
Like I remember back in the day listening to like Why You Look Mad by Tekka, and like Rio produced that song, but I had no idea. I used to listen to that song and like Left Right and DUI and Did It Again.
Left right
Left
is one of my
Right,
favorite.
shout
That's one
out
of my
that.
favorites.
It's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I
But
love that song.
those songs are crazy. Like listen, I remember when We Love You Take a Drop, then I listened to it, and then I used to bomb all of We Love You Take It 2 a lot. Like there's a time where I literally just listened to We Love You Take It on repeat only for like a month or two. But now like it's just crazy how far I've come since then.